Okay, this time I have a couple of examples for solving quadratic equations when they're in vertex form. So we're going to just take this piece by piece. The first and easiest thing you can do to isolate what you need to isolate is to move this to the other side. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So then we're left with this on the left side, and we have this on the right side. Now, the opposite of squaring is to find the square root. So I'm going to go right through that, and they cancel each other out, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So on the left, I'm left with this. On the right, the square root of 4 is 2, so we have plus or minus 2. Now I'm going to solve for my left side. So I have two situations. I have positive 2 minus 1 is 1, and then I have negative 2 minus 1, so negative 3. So my answers are this or this, because we had the plus or minus situation. We have this or this. Let's do another one. So the first thing and easiest thing to do is to isolate and move this piece. So then I have 2, whoops, forgot to put the square there, x minus 3 equals 36. Now, these are multiplied together, and I know the opposite of multiply is to divide, and whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other, so those cancel out. Keep forgetting that square. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Okay, now I'm going to find the square root of this and the square root of that. That cancels out on the left side, so I'm left with this. And then I have this. Now I'm going to break this down because I know that I have a perfect square inside of there. So I have 9 and 2. So this would be plus or minus, let me finish writing the whole thing out, plus or minus 3, because 9, the square root of 9 is 3, square root of 2. Now, I'm going to do the same thing over here that I did over here. I'm going to write them out individually first. So I have a plus 3 square root of 2, and I have a negative 3 square root of 2 as my two possibilities, plus or minus. Now, I'm going to add 3 to the side, which means I'm going to add 3 to these, because whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I'm going to sneak that in right there. Now, I'm going to rewrite it and clean it up. So this is coming over here. So I have 3 plus 3 square root of 2. And then I'm going to clean this one up too. I have 3 minus 3 square root of 2. Same thing that we did over here, where we had a positive and a negative situation, and we treated them individually. I'm doing over here. I have a positive and negative situation, so I rewrote it here, and my negative one is here, and then I slid my 3's on the other side because I knew that I was going to add 3 to both sides. But in this case, we have these two unique situations over here. So that's how I ended up with 3 plus 3 square root of 2, square root of 2, and 3 minus 3 square root of 2. These fulfill our answers. Give it a try.